Welcome on the news review. It's brought to you by Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. They are offering free prostate screening, free female fertility screening as well. Where can you locate them? Here in Accra, opposite the Shell signboard in Spintex. In Kumasi, Krodoma here behind the Angel Educational Complex. In Takrade Anaji State Tema Community 22, Techiman Hanswa and Esiama Enzima. You can also reach them on 0244 867 068 or 0274 234 321. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, the end to chronic disease. Time now for us to get into the newspaper review, and my man Samuel Kojo Brace is here to help me do exactly that.
Evo.
Good morning.
F1.
Mefolo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite a morning, but God is gracious.
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah.
All the time.
Always. Like he does for us every time, you know. Anyway, but just before we go into the papers, I have a friend called Justice.
Justice.
Yeah. He works with the Grail Cooperative Credit Union. It's the Ghana Rubber Estate Limited. They have a cooperative credit union. He works with them. And he doesn't miss your show.
I see.
So I guess we'll have to say good morning to Justice who's listening.
You mean he doesn't miss our show?
Okay, exactly. Our show.
It's our show.
Our show, you know. He tells me he's inviting me to the annual general meeting this week, and I said, nah, it's not possible. I can't. But I wish them all the best, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And maybe lest I forget, because sometimes things go so quickly, here to my very good friend, Gifty Abwajua Bedu. I know you probably don't want this, and I know you're probably not watching, but a very happy birthday to you in advance. Her birthday is tomorrow, and of course, we're not going to be...
Yeah, especially one to her in advance.
Yes, in advance.
But
her birthday is tomorrow.
You shouldn't forget to let me know where the party will be happening.
Who?
Yeah, I mean the birthday party. If she tells you, you tell me.
She whispered to me some I think a month or a little over that she would be in town and do a few things. And on the way, I'll leave her to enjoy herself.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get into the papers now. Ghanaian Times Daily Guide. What do you have?
I have the Daily Graphic and the Finder.
Okay. Even before we go there, I always do this. What has been your most topical story this week?
I'll choose the... Okay, because I've been there. Let me choose it. The Benso thing. You know, the Golden Star Resources operational site that was burnt by illegal miners. Ben, I have been to that site and I tell you what. I don't know what could push someone who is an illegal miner to enter into the operational site of a legal miner and burn equipment like they did.
It's like saying rogues get into a police station and vandalize the place.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yes,
the temerity.
Yes. It's serious. Exactly. That's the word.
The temerity. I mean, that day when we started breaking it here, I watched the videos and thought for a moment I was watching something else. It was like an action movie gone wrong.
Hey.
And... You know, but it also points to the impunity we've allowed to, allowed it to fester, and now it's become gangrenous.
You see,
so we can't, it's very difficult dealing with this.
This must be a wake-up call to the government. Why I say government? Because all the mining installations in this country, the legal mining companies, contribute hugely to this economy, whether we like it or not.
And Golden Star Wasa has said exactly that.
And if you listen to them, 1/3 of their production is from that site alone. So if an illegal miner could get up one day and say that, okay, I'm going in there and to vandalize their place and nobody will do shit, I just can't get it. I know there was this operation called Operation Come Life. Why has it been taken away from these mining sites? And I'm not sure the state was paying a penny. These mining companies were funding that operation. So why take them away?
Yeah.
Because see, for an illegal miner to say that I want to go into your concession, and for the mining company to drive them away. And this is something that happens all the time. And then the illegal miner says, okay, once you've driven me away, I'm going to come to your site and do what I did. I think that the state should not allow any corporate to go scot-free. They have to be penalized, really. Because now that we are even doing the gold for oil, government is buying gold to stock, to back the city, I think that we shouldn't allow people to take the law into their hands. And
people are toying with us. What? And you see, this is how it starts. It's a slippery slope down to an abyss of insecurity and a shambolic state. I think it is Thomas Hobbes who says, in the Hobbesian world, of course, that is fictional, but life can be poor, nasty, brutish, and short if we allow some of these things to happen. I mean, where in the world would you see such a thing happen without a cracking of the whip? And where in the world would such a thing even be allowed to happen? In a gold mining country. We're known for producing gold.
Yes.
We have gold for oil. And now we allow these ragamuffins to come and take over a mine, attack it. And you know, Golden Star Wasa Resources, the mine, has said that it's going to be off for 3 months.
Yes.
Within those 3 months, government is not going to get any revenue from that mine, that site. And you know, it's going to have a knock-on effect on employment, those who are employed. It's such a dastardly act. But this is what happens when you play with a major problem.
Yes.
When you dilly-dally with it, when it's all talk shop. You know, Prof from Pomboating recently was talking about the fact that even those in government
have their neck deep into this.
Exactly. They have their arms, legs, thighs, chests, neck, maybe I call me nipe. All of it mired in this.
Charlie,
so I'll say this.
It's serious.
Party in, party out. The reason we've not been able to tackle Galamsey is because of the politicians.
Exactly. You see, anything you
from the president, past presidents to the bottom, current president to the bottom, the reason we've not really been able to tackle Galamsey is our leaders, the politicians.
Anything you politicize, you can't win in this country.
Exactly.
You can't effectively control it.
This fight will be lost until our political leaders, from the president to the last person, decide enough
is enough.
Is enough. Until then, how many times haven't you seen the committee, Charles Bissu? And now he says what? The special prosecutor should be prevented from, you know, moving forward with his investigations on him. How many people have we not seen? Those who are their excavators. There was an instance where some people, there's this chip in the excavator that can immobilize it. They went to this place. The military, instead of doing what had to be done, just took out the chips. The people came back, found some of those chips, put them back in the excavators, and moved them. We have, on the case of Akonta mining, we have people who are huge in political parties. Let me be specific. In the New Patriotic Party, who have been pointed to. What has happened to that case? The president rather came, and some people take us out of context and say he was saying that as of that time, he had no business even going there when it is such an egregious, you know, happening.
Damn.
And he is now, Akonta mining is not. Look, we don't have the political will. Experts have said it. I remember the last time, Kojo, that I interacted with, I think, Dr. Steve Manteyao, among others. They all had the same line of thinking. These politicians, they're just toying with us. This problem is festering. Our water resources are so bad, and now it's affecting, you know, all these water resources flow one into the other. Sources here and there. We are polluting the waters of the Ivory Coast and other neighboring countries now. In recent times, they had to have a confab with us on some of those.
No, I even went to, and you see, looking at the pictures of the things they destroyed, even the private contractors on the site, they had their properties being vandalized. Magnum Security Forces was the first, company that was providing security. They've burnt all they've burnt pickups. Even ambulances that were being used for the workers and the community members, they burnt them. Now, the Queen Mother of the Wasafia Traditional Council says that, well, these are not people from Benso. These people live in another community. And I hear they've picked up 33 people. Can we use them as scapegoat to really say, send a strong warning or signal to the people who are involved in this, that you cannot do this in this country?
They must be severely
dealt with.
Dealt with.
And no hand from anywhere, not any corner, should get these people to go scot-free. It shouldn't happen. If we are serious about dealing with galamsey in this country, this is where we need to look. I was in Kwaibibrim. Kede.
Look at that. Look at that.
So there's part of the destruction.
Someone could easily have died, lost his life in there, or her life.
This is the office.
Look at that.
I mean, Charlie, see the roofs. It's yours. These are the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can count 4 here.
Those are pickups. How much is one pickup?
Yeah. That's the excavator. They bent the excavator. How can you do that? Dump trucks, destroy it.
I say these people should be dealt with so severely.
You cannot do what this thing and go scot-free.
It shouldn't be allowed
in this country called Ghana.
It shouldn't be swept under the carpet.
No, not
because this I've never seen in this Fourth Republic. I've never seen anything like this before.
Look, for
I don't know about you, but me, I've never seen anything like this before.
For nothing at all, this company has constructed not a tarred road anyway, but they've constructed an access road from their site to Benso and to connect to Kojokrom, Takrade. So if you are within that area, you don't need to go through Takwa before you come to Takrade. Just for nothing at all, and they are employing people. I'm told about 80+% of their workforce are locals from the communities.
And if for nothing at all, they are paying their taxes.
Exactly.
They are contributing to the kitty. And your gold for oil, if you want to execute it, you would need entities like them. So
I think that's my biggest story.
If we treat them with kid gloves, then
we are giving power to other people to try it. To try, forgive me, but to try that nonsense on other mining companies as well. And the earlier we deal with this and deal with it properly,
decisively.
I mean, we would give too much power to other people to misbehave. And I heard the Queen Mother say that some of them are non-Ghanaians. How can you have people travel all the way into this country and misbehave? It's serious, Ben. I really wish that something terrible will be done to, not terrible, I mean, per the law.
I mean,
according to the law.
Yes.
These people will be dealt with according to the law. And it will serve as a hindrance to other people who are harboring such negative thought. Look at that. Ambulance, that is.
So they came on a mission to destroy. That was it.
Yes. You went into my concession. I said, look, get away, because you cannot do that.
So basically, if we can't have it, then you, the rightful owner,
cannot have it.
You also can't have it, and we'll bring your and they have succeeded. For 3 months now, this outfit is going to be out of business. Were they able to tell you? Were they able to quantify at least how much this would cost?
They are looking around $9 million.
$9 million
to try and then replace the things that they destroyed and to start operation again. Because, Ben, one excavator costs...
So even if you're doing 1:10, let's use 10. Let's not even go to the 11 or 12, which you would find.
90 million cedis.
90 million cedis.
Just at that site alone. They have 3 operational sites. One operational site, 19 million. That money could have been used for something else. If we are to develop the community and all that, part of that money could have gone into that. And they are doing a fantastic CSR project there. Tali, I think that government has to really take a keen interest in this particular one. It's so terrible. The people didn't have any right whatsoever to go and do what they did. Not even an inch of it. You couldn't have gone in to slap a security person for preventing you from getting into their concession. How much more going to burn their equipment? Ale? But we'll be monitoring this development. We will be.
We shall follow up on it. Let's get into the papers. You have the Daily Graphic. Can we start from there?
Okay, so ensuring completion of national project, NDPC steps in. The story written by Mary Ann Amponsa and Linda Saar says the National Development Planning Commission, NDPC, will for the next 4 years focus on coordinating national projects to ensure that the issue of uncompleted projects become a thing of the past. This is to promote efficiency, reduce waste, and save resources in the execution of tasks by various government institutions. The Director General of the NDPC, Dr. Kojo Esiem Mensah Abrampa, said the issue of coordination had become a priority area for the Commission because although the country was carrying out many projects, the lack of coordination was affecting output, thereby making a lot of people think that the country did not have a development plan. Well, we wait to see, but if we had a development plan, coordination must not also be a problem here. if really we had a plan that we want to do A, B, C, I'm not sure coordination should have been a problem. But well, he says that they've identified that coordination is a problem. But the lack of coordination is making some of us think that the nation doesn't have a development plan. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and see what will come out of it.
I was at an ASET NDPC event. In fact, I moderated that event, let's say some 2 months ago, thereabouts, over a month ago. And it was really sad because the likes of Dr. Abrampa, the likes of Professor Jambafo, Samuel Okujeto, Dr. K.Y. Amwako, and others elucidated clearly on the issues. And these people have the ideas. They know what it takes. But sometimes even, and let's be factual here, sometimes even when you're too much to handle within any party, then they just put you at the NDPC.
Oh, that's it?
That's part of it.
Because
these technocrats, first of all, you would go there to some of these institutions and know that logistically what they need, even resources to hire the sort of talent. Because mind you, you're competing with the private sector to get the best talent who can, roll out some of these things. If you're not willing to pay top dollar, big money, you will not get them. They'll go into private enterprise.
Yeah.
That is another constraint. And finally, these people can do whatever, plan whatever, say whatever, but if the powers that be, the executive, will not push to execute, there's nothing you can do. That is their reality. So we can do all the talk shop in Kosiaga.
Okay, so he says the country has plans, and largely the plans are followed.
Let me tell you, there's a plan. In fact, there's a thinking. I think ahead of Ghana at 100.
Is it a 40-year development plan?
2057, right? There are things that have been said. Our GDP should, I think, be over $3 trillion, and all of that. None of that is going to happen if we keep, if we maintain this vicious cycle. And by that time, we should be this, we should be that. Look, even some of the common SDGs, water and the rest, health. There are people today in Ghana, potable drinking water that some of us here take for granted. They can't get it.
Yeah.
I saw a video once that has haunted me till today. Some children, and the sort of water, clearly polluted. If you consume that, what kind of diseases can you not expect that these people will get? It's basically a life sentence. We have condemned some people in this country and said, you know what, you are Ghanaians, but you're actually not Ghanaians. So children will be without desks to study. Some people will not even have potable drinking water. Today, there are some people who have never seen electricity before.
Let's see what becomes of that particular action that they've decided to take on to coordinate the project that this country or government embark on, and see how it, what we do get out of. Because I'm thinking that the project that we've left to rot in the bushes, all of that, if we are to complete them, we wouldn't have to spend money doing the things that we do over and over again.
Each administration wants to do something and put names on them.
Because of how we've
it is so nonsensical
because of how we've
that
done things in this country, Ben. That this person will say, "Hey, but I did this, but I did that."
So are you saying our leaders are that? I don't want to say useless, but that is the word that keeps coming. And pardon my saying this. Are you saying they are that inept so that they cannot look beyond their eyebrows, their own egos, their own? Masa. Do you know something that's interesting?
Maybe we can say the useless politicking of a sort that they do. Because if I come and say, okay, but I bought the phone, you also come and say, okay, well, if you bought the
phone. And so what?
Yeah, but I'm saying that.
Who is the ultimate beneficiary? It has been said that when you work and do not mind who gets the credit, you work your best.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do it. And Nkrumah till today, after all the things that were done to denigrate him,
he remains the best.
Whose name remains on our lips. Because he did those things, he was futuristic in his thinking, and he did those things without even knowing that. But he foresaw.
Yeah.
Our population would grow exponentially, we would have needs, and he did them till today. How many of our leaders have been able to match up to him? with all their rhetoric
It still stands.
and all the big talk. Which one of them?
I think the person that comes close, you might want to say Jay Kufuor.
Jay Kufuor has his own, I think some of them may come close on certain fronts. Some have spoken of the former president, Mahama, that infrastructure-wise, even there, I mean, if you look at Nkrumah's projects, even the factories alone. But yes, some of them in bits and pieces. Jay Kufuor, when you look at education,
No, but Ben,
you know,
you go into those details, but
some of those...
When you are ranking, you get a lot of people put Jay Kufuor close to Nkrumah. Like overall. A lot of people will put Jay Kufuor.
Well, I have not seen any such rankings. But for me, in this Fourth Republic, if you're ranking, I think Jay Kufuor would be one of those at the very top.
Yeah.
One of those at the very top. He's someone I actually like a lot, but I don't know about some of our other leaders and their legacies.
Ben, just two stories, then we'll move on. Now, ECG disconnect power at Keta vaccine storage. Medicines risk going waste. Is one that we need to watch. And then let me do this one for my people. Elembele, Nations Oil Hub, resident appeal for one district, one factory. Now it comes to the picture of the DC, Kwesi Bonzo, and the MP, Emmanuel Amakofibwa. It says, and this was written by Doche Kobla.
That DC, Kofi Bonzo, he was the one who was...
Bonzo.
who had that issue, right?
Yeah. Because he was trying to, ensure that those missing galamseys don't escape. But yeah. Let's see. Now, earning the name Gas City due to the activities of the Ghana National Gas Company, Ghana Gas and ENI Ghana, the Elembele constituency in the Western region is fast becoming one of the biggest industrial and commercial hubs after Sekendi Takrady and Takwanswayim. The constituency has in recent times seen improvement in commercial and industrial activities and is set to become another growth pole for the region and the country. It also plays the host to the mining and onshore gas infrastructure operated by Ghana Gas at Atuabo, serving as operational headquarters, as well as ENI Ghana's onshore reception facility at Sanzule. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG terminals, and gas metering stations, blah, blah, blah. But they are also complaining of bad roads, that a trip by the daily graphic from Takrady to Elembele and Elubo on the Ekwas Highway and the Oil Enclave roads reviewed a first-class road. Now, however, the northern part of the constituency, where there are many farming activities, has a lot of bad roads that make the movement of goods and people difficult. And so that's one of the things that they need to look at. Now, the concerns, resident Kaku Aka told the Daily Graphic that the district is not a beneficiary of the government's One District, One Factory initiative. Expressing concern about the development, he said the presence of a coconut factory, for instance, could add value to massive coconut production in the area to enable coconut farmers to derive maximum benefit from their toil. There's a lot of coconut in that area. So at least for the One District, One Factory, maybe someone should be thinking of establishing a coconut factory in that part of the country. That is private sector driven. So one of us can even decide to put up a plan, get some, the Exim Bank to see that this is a bankable project, put money in it, and set up this. But that's one of the concerns from our people in Elembele, Ghana's oil hub there.
Let's get into some other stories. The Ghanaian Times. I'll just do these two papers together on the back of time. Ministerial nominees majority-minority tango over approval as debate ends abruptly, and customs officer, two others accused of stealing gold, remanded. So let's start with that story. The Accra Circuit Court has remanded a customs officer and two others accused of stealing gold valued at $4,303,234 belonging to GND Global Trading LLC. Emmanuel Dramana, 37, the customs officer, Abdul Karim Lako, 38, and Seth Jamesi, 43, both businessmen, denied conspiring to steal the 75 kilos of gold bars and would reappear in court on March the 27th. So we're talking about people vandalizing a mine, and here we're also talking about people engaging in open theft, and it goes even beyond that. There's also on that page, German woman appeals to SP to confiscate property of fraudsters, the special prosecutor mentioned there. And man gets 180 days for indecent assault on 10-year-old girl. A factory worker has been sentenced to 180 days imprisonment by the Accra Circuit Court for fondling the breasts of a 10-year-old girl and asking her to suck his manhood.
Oh.
This was after the court found Emmanuel Mbachu, 26, guilty on the charge of indecent assault. The complainant reported the case to the police at Kolebu before it was referred to Dofsu. And on the final story from the Ghanaian Times newspaper, Parliament yesterday suspended abruptly consideration of the Appointments Committee report on the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's nominees for vacant ministerial portfolios. The motion for the adoption of the report and approval of the nominees was moved and seconded only for the debate to be stopped. This was after the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, seconded the motion and impressed on members of Parliament to approve of the nominations. Just when the Minority Chief Whip and MP for Adaklu, Governs Kwame Agboja, rose to his feet to debate, the Majority Chief Whip, Frank Anodompe, who had walked out of the chamber earlier, prayed the Speaker to suspend the House for an hour. Mr. Anodompe, MP Nsawam Edwajiri, announced to the plenary that, quote, the majority and minority leaders a while ago have engaged, and the decision is that I should make this application to you, the Speaker, to suspend sitting for 1 hour for a very important engagement between the two caucuses, after which we will resume sitting. Mr. Agboja supported the prayer, culminating in the suspension of the House at 2:35 p.m. Granting the request, the Speaker, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, said, quote, the application is well-grounded, and said the House would reconvene at 3:35. So a lot remains to be discussed on that front. It's also reflected in the Daily Guide newspaper. That's it for me, Kojo.
Well, the finder says MPA refutes claims gold for oil fuel selling at higher prices. Cultivate virtues of tolerance, devotion, and discipline during Ramadan. President inspires Muslims. China offers Ghana hope, says it attaches great importance to resolving Ghana's debt issues. Whoa, that's a good one for the country.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of talk, honestly, because so far no move has been made from their end in that respect.
But once they say that they attach a lot of importance, it means that they are considering.
I'm merely saying it is rhetoric.
Anyway,
on the ground.
So you don't want to believe it until it happens. Anyway.
And so, the Chinese have a certain, what's the word? They have a certain trajectory that they followed. And no one can fault them for that, really. I mean, if you go for loans, you must ensure that the loans work for you. And if you're not able to do that, it's not their fault. You get it. So there's a certain trajectory they follow. And we all know that on the African continent. I'm just saying that it's not going to be very easy with them. That's for sure.
Okay. So I'm told that there's a plan meeting between a high-powered Ghanaian delegation led by the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, and officials of competent department of China on bilateral cooperation in relevant areas. So let's see. We are told that the team visited ahead of Ghana's planned mission to China, all in line with ongoing negotiations for a sovereign debt treatment. So I'm sure when that meeting happens in China, that's when the nitty-gritty of the whole arrangement will come up, that, okay, well, we would agree to do A, B, and C, and then that could afford the IMF to say that based on this, because the Paris Club has already given indication that they are willing to play ball, because you cannot watch your partner to fall when you know that you can do something to help it stand. So let's see how it goes, but it will be good that we have good news coming in from China that at long last they are willing to help us secure that IMF deal.
Well, Kojo, it's always refreshing having you. Any birthday wishes? I'll just repeat my birthday wish to Gifty Bedu. Happy birthday in advance and age with grace.
Okay, I don't have, I'll just have to say good morning to Justice and wish him and his cooperative union all the best. And they are holding it at my school.
Oh, I see.
Senior High Technical School.
I love the way you.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you mentioned your school.
That's where they're having their AGM this weekend. So I wish them all the best.
Right.
But they should ensure that they leave my school in the way they met it, or even better. They shouldn't go and destroy anything there for us.
The news review brought to you by Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. We're offering free prostate screening and free female fertility screening. Located in Accra, Spintex opposite the Shell signboard in Tema Community 22. In Kumasi, Kronoma here behind the Angel Educational Complex. Takrade Anaji Estate, Techiman Hanswa, and Esiama Enzima. You can also reach us on 0244 867 068 or 0274 234 321. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, the end to chronic disease. Yesterday, the Black Stars, the 96th minute, at the death, Antoine Semenyo netted to help us pip the Palancas Negras of Angola. But was it a performance that you felt was apt? Did it cut it for the Black Stars? That and more in sports, up next.